Ross, South Shields on Saturday, coming in on that one off the back of a great win against Fylde. But now we've got to look forward, haven't we? And that's going to be a difficult game.
Yeah, it will be a tough game. Good performance against Fylde, that always helps. I thought the boys worked really hard, but South Shield's going to be a big test. They're a very good footballing team, play a certain brand of football which is really attractive, but we know at home if we work hard and we keep our discipline, like we did against Fylde, we can get a result. So the boys should be in good spirits. We know it's going to be a tough game, we know it's going to be difficult, but the boys have got to roll their sleeves up and work hard for the badge, and if we do that, we'll get a result.
Yeah, and I suppose you could say in the last few games we have been doing that as well. But South Shields, like you say, great team, top of the table. They don't they don't come much more difficult than that, do they?
No, they're up there for a reason. They've been really consistent. They've been scoring goals. They've got a good style of play. So we know what they're about. It's important that we look at some areas that we can try and exploit, some of the bits that we need to focus on as well defensively. But this week's been a good week. We've had a bit of a rotten time over the last few weeks with injuries and sickness. We've still got a couple, but we're in a better shape leading into South Shield, so that's always a bonus.
Yeah, it brings us on to the kind of the team sort of dynamic at the moment in terms of injuries, and we didn't get some good news this week, did we? Regarding Isaac Westendorf, could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, he had a bit of a freaky injury at Macclesfield. Track back, real honest performance, tracking back to go make a block or interception. The lad kicks through his leg. So yeah, he's been out for a while, and he got some abuse on the pitch. Yeah, I think everyone thought he was milking it, but turns out he's had a scan and he's got a fracture. So really important that we get around him and make him feel part of the team. Still, it's obviously he's had a bit of a difficult time with a few injuries, some really freaky injuries. And that one really tops it off. But he's been really honest and working hard for the team, and that was just one that we didn't really expect. So that was a bit of a blow. We've had some sickness in the group. We've had a couple really freaky injuries with ankles, shoulders, ribs. So I think every week we've got that hurdle to get over. But it's really important the boys come back now knowing that we're hopefully come Saturday we're healthy and we're fit. We've got one or two doubts still. The sickness really affected the group. But yeah, it's a big blow for us losing Isaac because we know what he can bring. But other boys need to step up now.
Yeah, absolutely. But just one more on Isaac. Obviously, it's a nasty injury, especially for a young footballer such as himself. But we know him. He's a very determined individual, and like you said, you've got to get around him. What's the support been like since that news from his teammates and yourself? Have you spoken to him yet?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. The staff have spoken to him. He's obviously in the players' group chat, so it's difficult at the moment because he's in a boat. He can't get in and drive, so we've got to make sure the time frame is right for him to be safe to drive. But he's gonna be deflated. But everyone who knows Isaac, he's really upbeat and really positive. He's already got that in his mind that he's going to be back sooner than what the specialists are saying, which is brilliant. And we know he probably will be as well. But for the time being, with the boys who are fit, have to step up and make sure we fill that gap. We're not going to replace what he brings in terms of his attributes because that's what Isaac brings us. But in terms of work rate and people filling in for each other, it's been spot on so far. So really disappointing and gutted for him, really, because I thought Macclesfield, it was a really freaky injury, backtracking at the edge of the box, doing sort of real dirty work and gets that sort of injury, he gets abuse all around the stadium, but I don't think anyone really knew the true result of that injury. So, yeah, I felt for him a little bit coming off, but, it shows the character. He wanted to come back on, but he went for a scan, and obviously it wasn't great news, but I'm sure he'll be back sooner than everyone says.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. He tried to carry on twice, didn't he? And when you come back with a fracture, it shows the kind of character he is. But we do have a game on Saturday that we've talked about, alluded to. Back at home, though, and the final one for me is we had a great atmosphere against Buxton. We had a really good reaction to that, winning again on Saturday against AFC Fylde. We need the fans right behind us again on Saturday against South Shields, don't we?
Yeah, I thought the Buxton one was brilliant to get a sort of a goal in that manner. We haven't done this season. The fans were definitely there to support us. Again, a solid performance against Fylde. Didn't have much of the ball, we knew that. But I thought everyone really dug in and worked for each other. And we got a real massive 3 points and a great performance and a good clean sheet. So same again Saturday, the same sort of messages against a really top team. We've got to respect it. We respect it all week. We know they've got some really key individuals. But the bottom line is, we've had a good performance at home, the last 2 games now at home. So trying to build on that is really important, but making sure we've got a fully fit squad who's ready to work and we're not potentially starting players who have a slight niggle or doubt because South Shield's a top team and we've got to be at it.
Ross, thanks very much for your time.
Cheers.